You're listening to Southampton's Voice FM. My name is Zan, and this is Arts and Culture. And in the 60s, music was your tribe. You had the sounds, your heroes, your way of dressing, and you were prepared to fight those who had opposite tastes, values, and behaviors. In particular, the mods and the rockers would light up bank holiday weekends in seaside resorts with violent clashes. And all of this subculture was captured in Pete Townsend's classic film, Quadrophenia. It's now been reworked into a ballet by Sadler's Wells, and here to tell us more is Dylan Jones, who plays one of the facets of Jimmy, the lead character. Dylan, hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. And for those who don't know anything about Jimmy and his facets, please explain that to us.
So Jimmy is essentially he's like an 18-year-old guy, and he's just going through life, and he's having a bit of an identity crisis. He doesn't know who he wants to be, and the four facets essentially represent the four different parts of him which he is struggling with. So there's the romantic, there's the tough guy, the hypocrite, and then there's the lunatic.
And which one are you?
And I'm the lunatic, the crazy one.
Was that an easy role to sink into?
Honestly, a lot of the work I've done, I've always been some sort of a crazy person, so I can tap into that fairly easily.
But this is, I mean, here's my naivety as far as ballet goes. I mean, you don't seem to have many crazy people in ballet. Is this something of an exception, or am I just not? I haven't seen enough ballet.
I think this show in particular, it's kind of been branded as this ballet, but I would say the premise of the movement especially comes more from a contemporary dance point of view, and there's definitely balletic elements within the whole piece, but it's drawn from a lot of different places, and even in the cast all come from very different backgrounds. Some ballet, some contemporary, some more musical theatre. So even though it is a ballet, it's a very big mix, and I feel like that's one of the reasons that the story can be portrayed in the way it is.
I see. So therefore, just as much as you got mods and rockers, you've got contemporary and ballet.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
you could say that.
Opposite gangs almost.
Yes.
So, just for those of us who are unaware the difference between ballet and contemporary, can you give us a rough idea of how you could spot the difference?
So ballet is very, very traditional. It's very structured. Um, all the movement comes from somewhere and goes through positions, you could say. Um, Contemporary dance is a lot more free. Um, it can be anything really. It can be absolutely chaotic. It can be absolutely tiny and minuscule. Um, and the biggest thing you could tend to look out for between the difference between the two, I'd say, is the probably the energy that you give out when you're performing. Ballet is very often it's up, it's out, and actually in contemporary dance, it can be that as well, but it can very much be like inwards as well. So that's probably one of the biggest things I'd say.
And are you allowed to improvise in your dance, or are you just like ballet? You have a set structure to what you have to do.
A huge part of contemporary dance is improvisation. There's none in the show, um, but I've done many shows where I am improvising on stage. We do warm up classes, and in our warm up classes, we use improvisation to warm ourselves up. As well as some days we'll have a ballet class, some days we'll do other different classes.
So I mean, most people probably have seen a little bit of improvised comedy. So when you get to improvised dance, which part of your body leads, so to speak? Is it the brain, or is it the foot or the hand? I mean, how do you get it out of you?
That's a great question. Often it it can change. Um, and sometimes thinking about it can be the wrong thing. And actually, you just need to let something happen and then go with that and follow through with it. But then sometimes you want to think about it and you want to know what your body's doing. But there's like a sense of awareness in which one you're doing, um, and an openness to whatever it leads to, and just going with it.
So when it comes to this particular um, piece, you've obviously got music in there. You've got, I'm expecting some mod music and some rock. Um, was this music new to you or did you grow up with your parents listening to this kind of sound?
Well, actually, I before this, the Who weren't very big in my life. Like my parents weren't necessarily fans or anything, so it was all relatively new to me. Um, but I am a musician as well as dance, so I have a lot of experience in working in different genres of music. So the genre of rock, it wasn't that new to me. So yeah. But this version it's very orchestral. There's moments within it where we have almost like snippets of what it was, but it's this new kind of developed orchestral version where it's like keeping the ideas and essentially the ideas of what they want to show, but through a medium where it supports what we're showing on stage.
Mm. So you got Jimmy's got these four facets then, and you are the lunatic. So are do you get like a solo with like Jimmy standing there and you have a solo around him, or are you represented as Jimmy on stage? How they've worked it out?
So each facet has a duet with Jimmy. So the Lunatics is very quick actually. It's we do the whole opening scene. We have a transition scene with doors, and then we go into the psychiatrist office, where he realizes he has a problem, and he's going and he's trying to like figure out what's wrong with him, and I'm behind him, um, going crazy, trying to take over him and like not let him break down that wall. Um, so I have that scene relatively quickly on in the show, and then later on, there's the romantic scene where Jimmy's fantasizing about the girl he's in love with, but she's with someone else, and the romantic is trying to like persuade him to like go after it or whatever that is to him. Then at the start of Act Two, the tough guy comes out, has his scene, and that's it's almost a bit of a fight with his dad. He has a really bad relationship with his parents, and the tough guy comes out of him and essentially starts a fight on it with his own dad. And then the hypocrite scene at the end, Jimmy idolizes the ace face, and he finds out that the ace face just has a regular job, and he's just a bellboy, and he's disheartened, and he hates him for it. And it's this whole scene of like actually the ace face has this identity problem as well, and the hypocrite comes out to say, well, you can't have these problems, like what the hell. And yeah, so we each have these individual moments where we all get to come out and do our thing with him. Yeah.
And so as a piece compared to other pieces that you've done before, is this quite different? Is this a something which is setting a new direction for dance, or is it fairly so the things that you're talking about, are they fairly traditional, something that's you've seen before?
um I wouldn't say that it's traditional. I wouldn't necessarily say it's groundbreaking. um I think the big thing for this show is that there's so much coming together in terms of like lighting, projection, music, dance, and it feels like there's so much all being put together, which for me that feels quite new, and very cool. I must say, like to get to work with these amazing projections, and like dance within them, like it's pretty amazing.
No, I don't know anything about these amazing projections. So you're saying that
Ah,
so there's some sort of stage techniques going on then, special
yes.
effects, yes?
Yes, definitely. We have loads of projections and screens that fly in, stuff that gets projected onto them, onto the back, across the stage. Like it's really cool, really cool.
Excellent. So, if you were transported back in time, would you be a mod or a rocker?
Oh, I think I'd probably be a mod. I think I prefer the look, the sharp suits. I'm not much of a leather jacket kind of guy, so I'd probably go for mod.
Well, the because the outfit, the not the outfit, the costume, what you're wearing, I think it's if you're a mod, then you're Paul Smith, aren't you? You're wearing some pretty chic stuff at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So the facet suits, the Jimmy's suit, Ace Face all wear a Paul Smith tailored suit. Yeah.
Wow. And good to dance in?
Surprisingly, yes, actually. I like managed to rip the hell out of my trousers during tech week, but since then, no problems at all.
Is that a usual problem, or is that the first time it's sort of happened?
Oh no, at tech week I always try and rip my clothes so that they get it fixed and that they're okay for when we perform.
Right. Okay. That's yes. I can imagine. Yes, it is a good idea to stay perfectly dressed when you're doing this. Well, Dylan, you've made it sound very entertaining and very exciting, and it comes to the Mayflower Theatre on the 18th of June. So that is Tuesday through to Saturday, and we wish you the best of luck. Break a leg, and look forward to seeing you on stage.
Now, thank you so much.